Hi there, this is Bonrek the Orc, and today I'm in the Town Steps, and I'm gonna take on Tion the Wanderer. Now, he's part of the Beasts of Fable, which was originally just one quest, but Blizzard have since split the quest up into three, and Tion the Wanderer is part of Book 3 of the Beasts of Fable. And I have done a video on Tion the Wanderer before, but because of the changes Blizzard made, Tion the Wanderer now doesn't have quite as much, where it has about half the health what he had previously. However, all damage is reduced by 50%, which with Tion the Wanderer, one of his abilities, which is Shell Shield, negates the damage you do even further, which means all but the hardest hitting actually do damage. Now, I don't think, at least I haven't come across an absolutely perfect solution for Tion the Wanderer, but there are several solutions that you can try, and the first solution is using all moths, all flying, and again, as you can see down the side here, I've got several teams for Tion the Wanderer. Now, all of these can succeed, and all of these can fail. None of them are 100%, but some are better than others. Let's try the moths first. Now, with the moths, the advantage there is you're faster. So, start off with... And we got lucky straight away because we put them to sleep. So, we can do a nice bit of damage before you can raise his shell shield. Which he still hasn't done. Now that tidal wave that he uses damages all your pets, which can be very frustrating because when your first pet dies, you find you bring your next one in and it's already half dead. Now he's raised his shell shield, which reduces up to 152 damage, which will be a significant reduction in the damage that you're doing. This is the other ability that he has, which is to pump up. Now that increases his damage by 10%, and if he uses it the second time, that will basically one-shot some of your pets, especially if they've already taken some damage. So at this point, although Cocoon Strike, because of the shell shield, won't do any damage, it will protect me from his next attack, which may or may not be the pump, and it's not. So although we blocked against the tidal wave, we're still worrying about the pump if he uses that again. As you can see, the Alpha Strike that I'm using only doing about 50 damage now because of the shell shield. Not a lot of damage at all. And he's killed us with the pump. So we bring in our next moth and hit him with the moth dust, which unfortunately we missed. But no shell shield, so which enables us to get a double hit in with the Alpha Strike. So he's got his shield up, and now we're down to 23 damage with this moth. Let's see how a moth dust does. Not bad, and again we got lucky because we put him asleep. Let's try the Alpha Strike again. It's going to be slow going because of the shell shield. to go for the cocoon strike now, just in case he does the pump. And he does, so we got lucky there to avoid that. And another double luck is he's got no shell shield. So I'm just going to go straight for the alpha strike because it's got more chance of hitting. And he's finished. So as you can see, one moth died, but the second moth managed to finish him off. So as I say, all these can work. Our next team to go up against him, again all flying again. Now what these flying pets have in common is the ability to peck, which is a hard hitting one hit, whereas the alpha strike of the moths is a double hit, which meant neither hit extremely hard, and with the shell shield the second hit was totally negated. But with the peck it should be able to do it a little bit better. Now first thing I'm going to do is lift off, because that does a lot of damage and we want to hit him as hard as possible, as quick as possible. And as you can see, the tidal wave hitting all our pets. It was a good hit with that was about 250 before the shell shield. And it's down to 130, but it's still a reasonable amount. It's a lot better than the 50 or the 25 that we were getting from the moths. And again, he's still pumped up. And if he releases that pump, it will just one shot, basically. Let's go for a lift off. Hopefully he'll use the pump now. Oh yes, he does. So again, we got lucky. That's the thing with that pump. It's totally luck of the draw whether you are able to avoid it or not. That's why I say with Tion the Wanderer, I don't think there's an absolute perfect solution. Okay, now we got our turkey here, so I'm going to hit him with a food coma to put him asleep. Because if nothing else, it gets him to miss a turn. And now we're going to, and any turn he misses is less damage that we're taking. Now we hit him with a peck again. He's gone straight for the shell shield, so but one more turn and we'll be finished. There you go. So you have it once more, he's down, and that's with our second Tion team. Now let's have a look at our third team. Now our third team, we've got a Beetle, and a Kunle Runt, and an Alpine Hare. Now the strategy here is basically the Beetle will hit him with Apocalypse and then we'll swap out and try to survive the 15 rounds until the meteor hits. So start off with the Apocalypse. That's not a good sign that he's pumped up straight away. I'm going to swap out for the Kunle Runt, and straight away, look at that, we're almost dead. So we're trying to freeze him, which is excellent because we've stunned him, so he's essentially missed a turn, and our takedown does double damage because he's stunned. Which, despite the shell shield, it still does 120 damage when he's stunned. But But our Kunle runt isn't going to survive much longer. But that's how long we've got to keep him alive. So, stun him again. Now, whack him again. Okay, that's the Kunle runt dead. So now we bring in our Alpine Hare. Now the advantage of any kind of rabbit is they've got lots of avoidance. So we'll start off with dodge. While we've got the dodge on, we can scratch. No worries there. And we're down to 3 rounds, so we use the burrow. Unfortunately, he used the second pump, and with 1 round to go, we put our Beetle back in, which is immune to the meteor strike, but finishes him straight off. So there you have it. That's the 3rd team. Now, our next team, let's heal him a bit. Slightly different. Again, we've got the Beetle, but this time we've got Turkey and the Alpine Hare. And it's a very similar strategy. Again, Apocalypse to try and take him out, and we just got to ensure that the Beetle survives until then. Now, the problem with this strategy is, if when he's pumped up, when you bring the Beetle back in, if he hits him with the Beetle with a second pump, if he kills your Beetle straight off, the meteor on that turn will miss. Okay, so now we use the food coma. Now, the thing about the food coma is it puts him to sleep for 2 rounds. So we obviously want to take as much advantage of that as possible, because at the end of the day it's this counter that we want to reduce. Now that's basically 1 turn where he hasn't hit us, so we're going to pass, and 2 turns that he hasn't hit us, and we pass again, and that's 3 turns that he hasn't hit us. We haven't done any damage to him, as you can see, but no big deal. And we should have been squawking, so that reduces the amount of damage that he does do. Our Turkey isn't going to survive this. No problem, we can bring our Alpine Hare in, and we dodge. Use the scratch, and put the dodge. Okay, so now we avoid his attacks by using the burrow. That's always worrying when I see him pump up. I don't think we're going to survive another round, which means we're going to have to bring in our Beetle a lot earlier than I would have liked. And our Beetle's almost dead and got absolutely no way to defend himself, really. But he's got to survive 4 rounds. So we may not do this. Okay. As long as he doesn't use that pump, we're good. another team succeeds. Okay, now the last team I've got, let's just heal them up. And this is my favourite team for Tion the Wonder, in fact. Saved the best for last. Again, very similar strategy to the previous two. We got the Beetle, but this time we've got two turkeys, a Highlands turkey and a normal turkey. So let's do it again. Again, straight off with the Apocalypse. And switch me up for the next turkey. And going straight in with the food coma. Now again, as I say, with the coma it puts him to sleep for 2 rounds. Now it's actually 3 rounds because we're faster, because he's already missed a turn on the turn that we've used the food coma. And it's important to remember that you, because while he's asleep you think, oh yeah, let's hit him. You don't want to do that because you'll bring him out of the coma early, and the idea is to survive. So we pass around, and now he's 1 round left, pass another round, and then we should use Squawk whenever we can. The reason being is that reduces the amount of damage that he actually does, so when he does damage it's not as bad, which helps us to survive a little longer. We're probably not going to survive much longer. We can use the food coma here, but we've got to look at this. He's resilient to it, so we've got to wait another turn. So hopefully we'll survive it, and we don't. But never mind, because we've got another turkey to bring in, which we can use our food coma on. So it was 7 rounds, down to 6 now. We're going to pass, down to 5, pass again, down to 4. Now he's awake, so we're going to use the Squawk so he doesn't do much damage to us, to help us survive the couple of rounds that we need to. Now this is a worry because he's pumped up. It could mean that when we bring in our Beetle, he lets it go. He doesn't, so that was his mistake really. Because it doesn't matter what we do now, we've won. Because we're immune, and it kills him outright. As I say, had he saved that pump 1 more round and used it on the Beetle, if he'd killed the Beetle, the meteor would have missed him. Why that is, I don't know. But there you have it. We've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different teams and strategies, but my favourite by far is the Beetle and the Highlands turkey. Well, the 2 turkeys. So, and simply because of the food coma, which basically puts him to sleep. But you just got to remember to, when he's asleep, don't do any damage, just pass on the turn, because the idea is to survive the 15 rounds until the apocalypse comes in. So, hopefully you found that useful and informative, and I would urge you to please rate, comment and subscribe, and as always, thank you for watching. Goodbye.